Championship Series. I cannot wait. Orangutan gonna be in that first pick position.
Yes, they are going to be in that first pick, but it all comes down to this ban phase. It's crucial. Are you going to end up getting some respect bans here? Or are you going to play it safe and just ban something that has been really strong throughout of yesterday?
Wow, we were just talking about the two players to watch in Overlord and BKC, and look at these targeted bans from both sides going after their iconic picks in both directions. Orangutan making sure that Overlord Zoroark will not be available for this game number 1, and Luminosity doing the same to make BKC not have the option of Urshifu.
You know what? I wouldn't want to come up against these Pokemon either. But we are heading into that first pick. Ikura flicking on through, thinking what they're going to select. Keep us on our toes. Gotcha? No? Oh my gosh. They only have a few seconds left as they do decide that last second. And I think this is a fantastic pick. Lapras really shined yesterday.
A lot of time used there on a pick that I honestly think is a 50-50. Do you grab Inteleon? Do you grab Lapras? Kind of those two options. However, grabbing Lapras does give Luminosity the option to go double Defender or Defender plus Inteleon. It seems like that's the direction they are going to go. Curios's Inteleon has looked very, very fantastic. I believe they played both Snipe Shot and Liquidation here on the main stage, so we're going to have to see what direction they want to go into in our game number 2. Orangutan, though, have the chance to grab the Slowbro. With Zoroark banned, there's not going to be very many options that Servo can look to counter. However, Overlord's Dodrio yesterday also looked amazing, and Slowbro is a great call-out into that specific pick.
Oh, definitely. The Slow Beam is definitely not a Unite move you want to be caught out in, especially during that Rayquaza fight. But can I say, Zacian, obviously we are seeing it for the first time here for, I mean, a lot of these Western regions, but to actually come up in competition against it, have they worked out those strats on how to counter it the best?
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, most of the Eastern regions as well haven't had this Pokemon allowed since ACL either. So a lot of tournaments, they have not been playing with it. We are kind of going on an even playing field. And Luminosity Gaming going with that full tanky setup outside of course, the Inteleon from Curios. Otherwise, we are going all aggro all the time. Overlord's Venusaur in comparison with Slash's healing on this Blissey, and I'm sure Elo is going to have that Wish on deck as well. A lot of resources are going to be put into keeping Overlord up and running. We call this composition the Protect the President.
Oh, Protect the President, indeed. You do have Overlord there. I believe because of their build, they'll be running that Petal Dance.
I have to imagine that's the build they're going to be running. Rapid Fire Scarf to have a few more auto attacks in there. But either way, we have the ACL champions versus the former World Championships for our game number 1. Please take it away, Spraggles and Dupe Snacks.
Hello, everybody. Yeehaw to you and yours. I am Jake, your resident content cowboy here, a.k.a. Spraggles, and I am joined by the one, the only, the legendary Dupe Snacks here. Dupe Snacks, how are you, my friend?
I am excited. It's like the calm before the storm. I feel like I could run through a wall, but it's not ready to empty the tank out yet. I can guarantee you 2 things. 7 of these teams won't be a world champion at the end of today, and I will no longer have my voice either.
That's right. We are going to be screaming our way through the best matches of Pokemon Unite that you will ever see as we head into game number 1. Here we go. Orangutan, your purple team. Luminosity, the world champions, hoping to be the 2-time world champions, your orange team. It's been so amazing seeing all these teams through their group stages yesterday. Teams from every region, all over the world, making it here to day number 2. North America's last hope here, Luminosity, your orange team.
Luminosity, again, world champions. They had a rockier day 1 than anyone would have imagined, to be quite honest. On the other hand, you have Orangutan, who actually got here on tiebreakers with their destiny out of their control and just eking in. So 2 teams looking to solidify their footing, change the pace of whatever they were on yesterday, and really find their groove, because, hey, they're trying to be champions.
Yeah, they're trying to be champions right here, and obviously they've got a tough road ahead of them. There are just so many amazing teams. As we see Overlord heading up into this top path, we talked about it a little earlier on Draft with Kello and Zoinks here, that kind of protect the president around this Venusaur. We actually saw it do some amazing work yesterday for Luminosity. We're going to see if they can replicate that here today.
I'm interested to see where Rin goes with his Blastoise. We see them play both the Rapid Spin and the Surf Stoy specifically yesterday as well. So is it going to be truly protected precedent, or are they going to go rapid spin because they're trying to get the opponent close to Overlord into that pedal dance? Only time will tell.
We're going to have to see how this Perish song works into this combination as well, because that actually could be a huge difference maker. You know, Venusaur could just stay alive for so long, but if you get below that threshold, you hit those 3 Perish songs, they can pick up a massive KO that they may not expect. And here we have Clefable, Zacian, Slowbro all heading into the central area right here of Luminosity, looking for a fight early.
Orangutan trying to make moves here, but Curios pulls up to help out and bounce this thing out 3-on-3, and it's just poor Ice that's trying to hold it down for the team. They actually get KO'd in an effort to save Xingdi on the Zacian.
And look at this though, even though they were able to run out of there, they did get KO'd. It looks like Orangutan got a lot of that central area spawn there at 8 minutes as well. However, some of it picked up on the side of Luminosity. We now have an Inteleon on the side of Luminosity, which is huge now that it's hit that massive evolution.
Yeah, they're trying to buy a lot of time for Z-Ray and Xingdi to get online. That's getting a ton of spacing. Of course, we talked about BKZ's Lapras, but really, Ice and BKZ right now are just trying to run interference for Z-Ray, and getting that KO immediately from Curios is huge. And now Ice is the next one on the chopping block. They're eating a ton of liquidations, actually cut off by Akura to make sure that Ice can stay standing, but so many points are going in, Spraggles. A very successful siege at goal zone. They're playing pretty conservative, just getting any points in, not trying to overstay their welcome, and then peeling back to their side of the map and getting all those wild Pokemon.
I don't know if you noticed that alley-oop there by Luminosity. It was the stun into the stun into the stun, just a bounce from the Egg Bomb into the foul play, into the snarl, into more damage, into scoring. Just incredibly coordinated from Luminosity, which of course you would expect being the world champions right here. So they push forward looking for a big KO on Zacian, but they're not able to secure it.
Xingdi's just screening behind all 3 of their other players, but that allows Luminosity to get all over this Regirock. Quick time KO, 2 players down. They get Xingdi anyways. Ice is the next one down, and now the Regirock is at about 30%, but they're looking for more bodies. That's exactly what Luminosity does. Another KO for Overlord, and that dinosaur is getting big time.
Big, a level 10 Venusaur right here. If you take a look at, across the board, you can see only a level 8 Zacian on the side of Orangutan. Not even a level 8 Leafeon. They don't have their Unite move yet. Right now, everything is going great for Luminosity. They just have to make sure that they don't give up any big KOs right here and send the experience back the other way.
Without a doubt. I'm glad to see Curios playing that liquidation. They were we saw a lot of NA teams playing Snipe Shot, but liquidation seems to be the vibe, and I tend to agree. Curios does as well, and is looking good early in this.
As a famous tweet by popular content creator Spraggles, North American teams stop playing Snipe Shot, play liquidation. We're seeing it right here. Overlord running on it, but in a lot of trouble. Big Leafeon Unite not able to take it down. This Pokemon will not go down as the Giga Drains keep it surviving. That's a triple KO as they continue this push here, Doomstacks.
That was an amazing push, and exactly what they wanted to do. In the face of course, the Perish song, the ticks were going up, the Giga Drains were just hitting multiple targets, keeping Overlord above that threshold that you mentioned and allowing them to eat today.
Take a look at this, 65 for Orangutan, 183. That's our score line right here as we head into the halfway point of this match. And this is one of those moments where you have to say this is Luminosity's game to lose. They are in control of this thing. As long as they don't fumble the ball, they have a great shot of winning this match right now. Of course, there are a ton of ways Orangutan can get back into this match. If they get a massive catch, a big KO, especially on this Overlord, if he goes too deep, they can come right back in this thing, and they are looking for him.
Blitz assistance right on top of Overlord, allow them to keep pushing. Hydro Typhoon chips up 3, and this is going to be an opportunity to convert. The Overlord's chasing Ice, though. That's the target they want. Nice little telekinesis by them, and somehow Orangutan has only lost 2 members. I thought it would have been way worse than that, Spragle. We see the liquidations coming out, and now Luminosity's sitting on top of that goal zone, and that thing's going to be gone. Big overdunk of 46.
Jeez, call that goal zone Ben Affleck, because it's gone, girl. Oh my goodness. 230-65 at the start of the day. Luminosity is looking like the Luminosity that can win worlds right now. Orangutan needs to get back in this game.
Absolutely. Orangutan having trouble getting the engines going for themselves. You know, Z-Ray used to taking over the game. Xingdi hasn't been a non-factor. We never hear that pedal dance. Verdant Anger is out. Now the pedal dance is roaring. The Giga Drains are there, and they're sitting on top of Xingdi. They're trying to get the follow-up. But now Overlord's kind of caught out, hitting the telekinesis. Can they actually close the door on this thing? Giga Drain hits two, and they're keeping this thing up. Well, 2 players down. BKZ's on the chopping block. The push continues. Look at the spacing by Elo on the Umbreon. That's allowing the rest of LG to jump on top of that basement Reggie and take the Reggie Alecki Spraggles. There are beating the brakes off this team.
Unbelievable right there. Not only did somehow the Venusaur survive through that onslaught from Orangutan, just like you mentioned, they had a member of their team in the top half taking this Reggie Alecki. I mean, this is flawless play at the start of the day here from Luminosity. 3 minutes, 12 seconds on the clock. That means Rayquaza hits the map here in just about 1 minute. And as long as Luminosity doesn't make any big mistakes, they are going to sew up this game 1. Orangutan needs to find that moment, though. They've got the Leafy on Unite. They've got Asashi, and of course, they've got that Lapras with Parasong and that massive Unite move. They need a huge catch right here. At level 14, Venusaur is looking particularly tasty. They take that down, and they've got a shot.
There's a lot of ammo in the holster for Luminosity to save Overlord, though. You got the Bliss Assistance, you got the Surf Spacing, you've got the Mean Look. You have so many protection tools, understanding that Overlord is their key to victory, and you just need to carry that key all the way to the lock, and then, well, unlock the door.
That's how keys work, ladies and gentlemen. Put them in the lock. Boom! Doors open right up. But we don't need to explain how keys work here on broadcast. I think you know it. And obviously, Orangutan is looking for their key to victory, like you said, Doom Snacks. You can see Elo moving in there, just trying to disrupt the enemy team right there, as Slash is on their signature Blissey. I don't know if any player is more well-known for Blissey. It's Slash and it's Cookie Dough.
There's only 2. One of them is a world champion, and they're out here right now playing that Pokemon in the final stretch.
Here we go. Rayquaza has hit the map, and right now this is the calm before the storm. Obviously, Orangutan is looking for their moment. They can't make it happen on score. Even if they peel off and get 1 score, they're still too far behind. They need to find their fight right here. And the question is, where do they engage? We're watching Elo, of course, because these 2 frontline defenders often call what is happening right here. We can see a liquidation as Leafeon is just peeling out of this situation. Right now, Orangutan is burning time, and they don't have a lot of it. 1 minute, 30 seconds, and Luminosity, they are cool as a cucumber right now. They don't need to do anything except wait for them to make a mistake, and here they come.
There we go. The telekinesis pulls in Overlord. That was the engagement that Z-Ray went for. They used their Unite move. There's no Solar Beam. There's no chance. Bliss is on top of Overlord, and now it's time to scrub the whole team. Hydro Typhoon kicks up 3. 4 players down in a heartbeat. KO Streak of 2. Keep racking them up for the Dinosaur, baby. Give Reed credit for 1. BKZ shows up just to get put down. Woo! Rayquaza getting melted, and LG looking in peak form.
Wow, call that Rayquaza Rosemont Pike, because it's gone, girl, off the map right here. Game number 1, looking incredible for Luminosity, looking like a world champion performance. I didn't see this Luminosity as much on day 1, but these are the champs back at it again, Doom Snacks.
Yeah, shades of Season 1 with this Pedal Dance, Venusaur, Blissey kind of tandem combination, and it looks good in this. I mean, Orangutan had no answer for it, Spraggles. We're kind of in garbage time. We're just racking up stats. Overlord trying to get that average damage number above 110,000 now, of course, racking up KO streaks. Why not? The kid's doing it on the world stage. Might as well let him keep going. Get more points in, all that good stuff. LG commits a game 1.
I think the question is, I mean, can anything take down Overlord? Can they throw the whole team at it right now? Is there anyone that can pick up a KO? I don't think it went down at all throughout the entirety of that match. Amazing stuff here from Luminosity. You can see the crowd hyped, of course, for the world champs. There are a lot of Orangutan fans out there also that would love to see them win this thing.
Well, Orangutan fans, you better throw all your strategies you got towards these kids, because they're going to need some help. That was a tough one to watch if you're an Orangutan fan. LG, like I said, looking in peak form, looking to do it on the world stage, and off to a great start.
Speaking of needing some help, I think you and I do. Let's throw it back to Zoinks and Kello here to break this thing down.
Ooh, Luminosity is here to play. What a dominant game number 1, Kello.
Oh my gosh, they were looking clean. And I think he nailed it, nail on the head there. Protect the president. Can I just say that Venusaur Overlord was, well, very well protected.
Oh my word, yeah, I mean this composition working out exactly as intended, even in the face of Leafeonization, two incredible burst damage Pokemon. They can try to outpace that Blissey healing, but Slash and Overlord's health regeneration together was just absurd. Literally unknockoutable in these KO fights. Oh my word, even in these final team fights, every Unite move from Orangutan thrown at the team of LG, and they did not care. Completely repelling every offense they put on. Venusaur from Overlord, 152,000 damage. Unbelievable from this player.
Look, he just wants to top those stats even more. Obviously, having that 100k damage average yesterday, you need to get those triple digits down.
Yeah, 200,000 went, right?
Oh.
We are waiting, Overlord. We are waiting. Oh my word, I can't wait to see more of this match. I mean, we have so many competitive games. I just want to remind everyone too, we do have that B stream on YouTube to see that B stage footage right now. Oyasumi and Macro and Peru, we're having a pretty fantastic game. So just have both those tabs open for us, folks. That would be fantastic. But this game itself, the former world champions in championship form, if I have ever seen it. Luminosity Gaming looking absolutely unbelievable in our game number one. Orangutan just didn't have an answer. Looking fantastic, but Orangutan and Luminosity is the match right in front of us, and it has already been delivering so good. That Protect the President comp into a burst damage composition like that, I don't really know what you would consider to be favored, but I do think LG really won in the draft screen, in my opinion, and they won on the battlefield as well. And they won handedly. I mean, we didn't see the stat screen in that game, but I'm not sure if Orangutan had over 5 KOs in that entire match. I'm not sure if they had over 3.
No, but I know that Overlord there did get a few KO streaks. But you know what? You're talking about delivering. They are delivering the goods. That Blissey, the eggs, they were just popping on off. They were right by their side, making sure that they were well protected, well supported, and keeping that HP regen up.
That's true. Now, Kello, we know how good of casters Spriggles and Dukesnacks are. But let's see how good of shoppers they are as they beginning. And just like we were saying, Luminosity Gaming in that first pick position. Last game, they got a defender and an Inteleon pair, thanks to their drafting phase. However, this game, they're probably not going to have that luxury. Do they go for that top tier attacker, or do they grab something like the Lapras, which I truly think has been phenomenal all weekend long? We're going to have to see. Fans, I wouldn't be too surprised if they remain the same on both sides. Luminosity sticking to it. Orangutan having a bit of a split decision.
Yeah, a split decision here. Not really sure what is going to end up getting picked, but it looks like they have decided on the Inteleon. And I must say, you know, it makes sense, but there are so many different attackers that they can pick up. But just to remind you, if Luminosity end up winning this match, they progress through and Orangutan get knocked down into that loser's bracket.
Yeah, into that we're in double elimination time right now. So it maybe not as cutthroat as yesterday. When we get to loser's bracket, it will be at that point. But the Lapras was that first pickup. Also, so fun to see on these player cams at the bottom. As soon as the Inteleon was banned, you just see Kyrios with a big grin on his face and nodding, being like, okay, I did pretty good in game one. I'll take this. So there we go. Double defender locked in for Luminosity Gaming already. Orangutan sort of having that build. Ikaru's Blissey could definitely be considered a tank-style Pokemon from time to time. And pairing that with Ice's Umbreon is going to be a very formidable front line.
One thing I absolutely love to see is Alolan Ninetales being picked up. The suppression, the crowd control that this Pokemon can provide, especially on those squishy ones. The Blizzard is actually insane.
The move is so good. The Pokemon is so strong. I cry because I want Chandelure picked, but Alolan Ninetales is existing, and that is unfortunate. But here we go. Luminosity Gaming is going to be grabbing that Zoroark Comfey duo. I mean, they put so much weight behind this composition. We've seen this composition work. We have seen this composition fall short from time to time. It's going to be up to Orangutan to try to find that secret recipe for shutting down LG's power combo of Elo and Overlord on this Comfey Speedster duo.
You honestly thought Zoroark was scary on its own? You pair it up with a Pocket Comfey, oh, they are coming for you, so you better watch out. Otherwise, Xingdi picking up that Glaceon there as they get these final preparations underway, making sure these builds are correct, making any necessary switches.
Interesting. Running double attacker or double mage style gameplay into a Zoroark is an extremely large risk from Orangutan. They are trusting Xingdi and Z-Ray to have a huge impact on this game. That Mew is going to need to play elusive to be avoiding a player like Overlord who's on the hunt. I mean, this is a lot of confidence from Orangutan in their draft in game number 2. We're going to have to see where the results lie as we head into our second match between the former world champions and the APAC East competitors of Orangutan. Dukesnacks, Spriggles, it's your turn.
That's right. Luminosity Orangutan back at it right here as we head into game number 2, Doob Snacks. I have to say, looking at this draft from Orangutan, I feel like this is a pretty solid draft into Luminosity, especially stealing away that Blissey that is, without question, one of the power Pokemon for Luminosity and probably Slash's best Pokemon.
Yeah, so if you're Orangutan, you actually are trying to bait LG into Zoroark Comfey, which sounds counterintuitive because obviously Overlord and Elo are insane, but it becomes a predictable factor on how to build your team.
Yes.
So then you can have really like Mean Look Umbreon, you can have Surf Stoys, and then you can have Electro Ball on Mew, and then like Icicle Spear on Glaceon, and really just throw everything in the kitchen sink at Overlord as soon as they go in, then you get the Comfey for free, deal with the rest later.
Yeah, that's actually funny. I was thinking the same thing. It felt like when I saw that Zoroark and Comfey come out, I even thought, man, this feels like exactly what Orangutan wanted you to pick in this moment. Then again, I mean, you can be really, really upset once you see what that can turn into, because we've seen the absolute devastation from this combo. Not to mention that we also have Rin on this Lapras, which I assume is going to be brutal here in this match. Nice job stealing the berry there. We'll see if BKZ can take another. They cannot as they go down here in the top path.
Quick K opener, of course, for LG, but worth the stacks in my mind for that Blastoise, and I believe Orangutan would agree in that particular case. You're not giving up too much in the case of giving the KO to Rin there, and you get to execute some of your game plan.
That's right. Blastoise takes a long time for this Pokemon to come online, so if you're able to get a few stacks early, that's really, really helpful as we see Overlord heading up into this top path. The Fade attack is coming out. They're looking for another KO. Wartortle gets the evolution, but they still hit it with that massive combo.
Yeah, actually, that's cool best to try and get out of their chips into the wall, just like a Talonflame Unite move, not going anywhere, and they get gobbled up real quick. That's the problem with this strategy, though. It only starts working when you're team fighting. Until then, and if you let Overlord do it, they will. They'll pick off every single member on your team, one after another. Quickly, the Elo lays down the slow smoke to get out of dodge. Overlord already did their damage, they took the buff, and now they're going back to their side of the map.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about this yesterday, but Elo is just one of the most incredible supports out there. The unsung hero, sometimes, of Luminosity. We can see these massive damage numbers, but you know that is because of the defender play and support play coming from Slash and Elo.
That's the most grief thing of Elo being on Comfey is there's no skill expression anymore, and Elo is so good at this game, and they are fun to watch, and literally a clinic is put on every time they play for all the support players out there. Quickly dodges out, and that KO streak of 2 for the Mew. Zoink said they need to carry their weight in gold here, and they're certainly doing that. Quick 2 KOs, now they're all over the slow bro, and they're gonna go down quickly. Of course, Elo's gonna get caught for free here as well, and now, all of a sudden, Orangutan is starting to see their strategy come together.
And this is what we talked about. This is the, the plays that they expected. That mean look, shutting it down very, very hard. And it's interesting we're seeing a Skull Bro on the side of Luminosity. It feels like Surf would be maybe not a better choice. It's going to do probably less damage, but it's also going to displace your enemies a bit more to make sure that, it feels like Overlord can do exactly what he needs to do in some of these fights. We're going to have to see if that pays off later into the match. Obviously, it's still going to have Slow Beam, which is one of the best, if not the best, Unite moves in the entire game.
Yeah, that's the thing about Slow Bro. It doesn't matter how you build it, what items you put on it, it's still got Slow Beam, so you still got a chance. That Perish Song ticks on BKZ, nice little boost auto to get the pushback, and they might make it out here. Orangutan's all over, but Overlord's going for the engage. Quickly, the Shedinjidal comes out. That's kind of a key usage there. Glaceon still gets KO'd, and now Ice is getting shredded. KO streak of 2 for Overlord. Tons of pressure being put on as Akura is spacing back and just trying to keep Overlord from scoring. In the meantime, though, Slash is working on Regice the whole time.
I think there was a moment there, I don't know if you heard me, I audibly just went, ugh, because I just saw what Overlord was doing, just jumping in there. This massive amounts of damage, the back and forth with that combination. Incredible stuff, diving into the back line, taking all of the KOs that they want. Nice objective secure here for Luminosity. However, it does feel like the start of this match a lot closer than game number 1.
That's the thing. Really, Orangutan, all they want to do right now is keep pace. They know they're behind. Their strategy is built that way. You need to get to the team fight phase of this game. Until then, just make sure you don't lose by 200 like you were doing in game 1, and at least on that front, they're achieving it.
I mean, don't lose by 200 is a pretty good strategy here, but I think they would want to probably win as well. Interesting seeing this Comfey on grass, not, a lot of players still playing Magical Leaf when they pick up this Pokemon. Grass Grasnock can set up some amazing plays. And if used correctly, when you talked a little bit earlier about skill expression, this is probably the most skill expression you can see on a Comfey that is not running Sweet Kiss. If they nail this Grasnock, hit 2 Pokemon from the opposing team in sort of one line with it, they pull them together, do extra damage, and set up a beautiful combination for Overlord.
And that's the way you have Elo. So, nice Hydro Typhoon chips up. Are they going to be able to protect this goal zone? The Regice is coming. Comfey Unite is out. Big surf to pull back the rest of the Orangutan back onto the girl pad. And the Unite move comes out. They're trying to find Parasongs are ticking all over the place. Knife surf back out just to get space off the Regieleki. 2 players down from Orangutan, but they still managed to get Curios, which at least is a consolation prize here. But Overlord is just going insane. KO streak of 3 for them, and they are out. I think they're fine with the work they just did there.
Yeah, incredible work. A lot of KOs. They don't get punished for it at all. In fact, while that was all happening, Slash just kind of walked up there with the slow bro, scored a few extra points while it was all going down. They recognized the Regieleki is not going to go in, but they took an incredible fight. That is a level 12 Zoroark right now, here at about the 5-minute mark in this match. Very scary.
Yeah, that's kind of the counterpoint to Orangutan's strategy. They need to get that Blastoise online because it's your frontline defense to chunk the damage and eat the receipts that really are supposed to be insulating your Mew and Glaceon. That hasn't quite happened yet, which is why Overlord has just ticked over to level 13 with 4+ minutes left. And now it's so big that it doesn't necessarily matter what you do.
Yeah, this is just so incredibly scary. But however, if they can shut this down, if they can mean look it, if they can Hydro Typhoon, if they can throw everything at this Pokemon, the catch-up experience that goes the other way would be massive. Here comes the Lapras Express!
And the Glaceon Unite follows shortly after. Mew is going down. Still, they're trying to fight back through this thing. Ice gets KO'd by Elo, and more bodies are getting taken. The whole team is aced. Holy smokes! Overlord scoring. They're taking the objective. They're taking everything from this Orangutan team. No shot.
Incredible stuff, and look at the math right there, grabbing a few extra points to finish it off. 283 to 62 right now. Overlord is just dominating this thing, and the entirety of Orangutan is on the ropes right now. They need a big-time rope-a-dope. They need to lure this Overlord in. They need to take this Zoroark out somehow, because if they don't, it's over. It's going to be level 15 by Rayquaza.
I mean, every player from Orangutan is together, and it just took them 16 seconds to take KO a slow bro. I mean, it is rough sledding out here, because Overlord is on, Overlord is fed, and Overlord is eating. Everybody's getting some now. KO streak again, another ace. I mean, you've heard of Tom Cruise's Maverick, but I think we got a new Top Gun.
Oh, that's great. That's great. We got Iceman on the other side, too.
There we go. I mean, Elo has to be Iceman in this scenario, right?
Well, I'm thinking Ice would be, right?
Well, I mean, but
Orangutan.
But they work in tandem at the end for the big win. 2 minutes, 30 seconds
You're
left
right.
in this
Let's
one.
figure out our Top Gun reference while this match continues here.
We'll
2
do it on
minutes,
break.
30
We'll do it on
seconds.
break.
Yeah, we'll get it figured out, everybody. We'll fix it in post as we have this Regieleki going down here. Nice big secure there with that feint attack combo. That is that level 15 Zoroark that we talked about. 20 seconds now until Rayquaza, and this is a Rayquaza that Luminosity must be feeling great about. Even if they lose this thing, they're up by almost 300 points.
I don't see how that happened. They could lose Rayquaza, but every single member of Orangutan is going to get KO'd in that effort, I can assure you. Holy, okay. Here we go, Orangutan. You've got this. 2 minutes, final stretch. What can you do?
This is their big moment right here. Obviously, they need this to stay inside the winner's bracket. They are not eliminated if they lose this match, but they head down to the loser's bracket. It's a lot tougher to make your way to the grand finals down there. There really is no room for errors. We see Overlord going in on this fight, but still pulling back right here. They do not have a reason to really go in and do anything foolish right now. They just need to keep their lead. They need to run out the clock. They're way, way up as Ren is putting another 82 points in this bottom goal. The slow beam on the Glaceon. Here we go.
The Mew Knight was forced out. They get a quick KO on Curios. Maybe they can flip the script here. Bliss and Systems right into the middle. They're trying to sit on top of this Blastoise. See what they can do. Hydro Typhoon chips up 3. Tons of damage getting rained in. Served on Overlord. They're at half HP. They're kind of getting buckled. But there's no follow-up. Nobody else from Orangutan is there, so Overlord survives. Elo keeps them standing. Now the pressure continues. There's 2 players down for Orangutan. They're on the hunt. Ice is the next one on the chopping block, and Slash wants that one for themselves. Mew is doing everything they can with these boosted autos on Z-Ray, but it's Rin that's also level 15. A sliver of HP, but that's a Conslayer KO. Overlord comes in for the big-time save. Holy, Rin is still standing, and now Lord's just going to be our 3rd ace of the game. Overlord says, I want it. Give it to me now. Let's go, baby. The team is rinsed again. Might as well start scoring. Might as well do whatever you want. Thea Sky Runes belong to LG in this one.
Incredible stuff from your world champions, Luminosity right there. Rin with an absolute dominant performance, the newest addition to the team. I mean, if this is Top Gun Maverick, he's Miles Teller. Let's go. 30 seconds left as Luminosity is just waiting this thing out. They are going to move forward in your winner's bracket.
We are in that last 20 seconds. We're racking up numbers here. Overlord goes down for the first, maybe second time this game, but it's too little too late on many, many different metrics here as we're using that Lapras Express to go straight to the goal zone, chip up 3. Let's get in more points. Why not? LG wins this one 2-0.
Overlord getting KO'd right at the end there. Obviously, he is washed. Unfortunate performance from Luminosity, but
is that it, eh?
Of course, what an absolute clinic from the world champs right there. And they are looking like they could take the title right now. You can see Rin raising the fists to the crowd as we have a lot of fans here to see the champions.
They looked good. They looked good. You want to talk about being true to form? This is the LG that we remember that dominated in the World Championships last year. Just absolutely ran through the day 2 of last year, and they're looking to find that pace, hit it, and I'll tell you what, if they haven't hit that pace yet, they're certainly getting close.
Yeah, they look incredible right here. I was worried, you know, I think we were both a little worried when we saw that Zoroark Comfey. We know what they can do with this Pokemon, but it really did feel like that's what Orangutan was trying to pull out of them. Unfortunately, I don't think they realized what exactly they were summoning right there, opening up Pandora's box, and it was just devastating.
Yeah, I mean, again, on paper, you can see what they were trying to cobble together on the side of Orangutan. And you have to give them credit. You found a strategy, you try and execute it, and you find that that's your best chance. I mean, that's what S8UL Esports did yesterday. You saw in Game 1 against LG, they had a strategy, they executed, and it worked. Let's take a look at what this one looked like here in Game 2.
Yeah, obviously a much better start here for Orangutan in Game number 2, but we still had that classic Luminosity domination, especially these huge moments. You have a Zoroark and you have a Comfey together, making sure that this Pokemon really can never go down as it performs some of the most incredible maneuvers inside the game. One of the most skill-intensive Pokemon in Unite without question.
Yeah, you want to talk about skill expression. Hilo may have had a little bit less of it, but Overlord had all of it, and they were looking phenomenal. That's the thing with the strategy of Orangutan. You can see what they're doing. We talked about it over and over again. But the thing is they need to get together the team fight, but by the time they got to that point on their side to be able to do it, Overlord was so far ahead that it just didn't matter anymore. The gap was too big to close, and it showed, honestly.
Yeah. And you can see even in this fight where Orangutan had some moments right here, they caught a couple members of Luminosity. Obviously, Luminosity is playing this so incredibly patient. They're okay with someone going down as long as they're still in a position to not lose the entire thing. And then, of course, this incredible moment right here where somehow Lapras lives.
That patience that you're speaking to is the difference between LG today and LG in the regional finals. Overlord was just buckling in, trying to go in, trying to carry the team, not relying on the other members as much. And now when they peeled back, went to safety, you see Rin being able to step up, take over the game, and have a phenomenal performance on Lapras.
Yeah, and I would say MVP from performance, absolutely. You saw all the moments. You know, Rin is one of those players where they are always away from some of the big fights. They are away from what is happening, putting pressure on different points of the map, and then they come in with that Lapras Express